Hello, it's Claire from Angelic Scallywags. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a studio vlog showing me try and fail to make double-sided bookmarks, try my hand at clay modelling and finally set up my new silhouette in order to learn how to make die-cut stickers. Over Christmas I ordered myself a cookie cutter and it was 3D printed in my design with George the bird in my logo. And it's a cookie cutter around the outside, but it's also imprints his face and his wings on the top. And that's what I'm opening here. So I bought this thinking I could perhaps try my hand at polymer clay and make some pins. However, I don't think I maybe realised how big it was going to be, although they did give measurements, but I didn't look up how big it was. I paid no attention to it. Anyway, it is a little big for the purpose that I wanted it for. I am going to have a go though. Even if I don't make them as pins, I thought they're about the right size for a magnet to go on the fridge. Or maybe even for a key ring. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. Anyway, here I am just starting out with some white polymer clay. Now I've worked with polymer clay once or twice before, but most of the time I work with air dried clay, which is significantly softer, and it took me ages to get this soft enough to actually imprint and use the cookie cutter. And even then I had to push it down with the roller and the spatula thing to get it to work properly. So I'm not sure. I think maybe I should have made it a bit more malleable and spent a bit more time softening it. I talked about my goals for my fledgling business last week, one of which was to hand make some new products. I think one of my favourite parts of running my business is the time I spend happily creating in my tiny studio. I'd say peacefully, but my children, young and old, are in and out all day long and it's like Piccadilly Circus in here. Anyway, I digress. I love to create, and it is my goal that everything I sell in my shop is handmade by me. So today I'm going to make 5 tester birds. I shall bake them, paint them and then varnish them. Just to go off at a tangent, I really had hoped to have rephotoed all of my products in my Etsy shop by now, but I got carried away this week creating. Oh, and I also have an essay due for my master's degree on neuroparenting, which I'm editing at the moment. I sort of word vomited the essay out before Christmas, writing a fairly substantial 3,500 words. The only problem is, the essay should only be about 1,500 words, so much editing is needed. Yesterday I bought an ebook from Upstrider Etsy shop called Rank Number 1 Page on Etsy Search. Anne Maud, the shop owner, then kindly sent me a freebie booklet about improving thumbnails. So this week my goal is to do just that, and maybe improve the number of people visiting my shop. I also need to figure out how to price items and whether or not to include postage. Obviously I can sell things for cheaper if I don't include the postage, but Etsy favour shops who do include the postage. However, in order to make even a small profit, I would have to sell the cards for a much higher cost. This is definitely an area of being a small business owner that I'm uncomfortable with. As you can see, I'm now painting my George clay birds. This took so much longer than I thought it would. The black paint was particularly tricky, and the risk of painting the black where it should have been white or red was very high. I also noticed that I should have rubbed the clay birds down to smooth the surface. This would have given a cleaner end result. Oh well, these were a practice run, so it doesn't matter too much. I'm learning lots, which I guess is the most important thing. The next thing I wanted to try was to make some laminated bookmarks. I've been playing around with designs for ages. I have one design I particularly like, so this is the one you will see me making here. I still haven't managed to get it completely right. The biggest problem has been getting the back lined up with the front so that each front has an equal and matched back. Whilst I really do love my Epson Eco Tank, there is one thing it doesn't do, and that is double-sided printing using the rear feeder. Doing it manually has proven to be tricky to line up the back with the front. My plan was to use the art paper I used to make my greeting cards. It is 350 grams, which is a fairly thick paper, which the EcoTank does not like printing from the front feeder. I've decided to laminate the bookmarks, so I may be able to use the thinner art paper, perhaps the one I use for my thank you cards, and feed it through the front feeder. If I can do this, then it will automatically print the back of the card in line with the front, and all will be well. I shall try that out in the coming week. This week I simply made some single-sided bookmarks, which I was pretty happy with. For Christmas this year, my husband bought me a silhouette cutting machine. I feel so blessed to have a husband who supports all my harebrained ideas. I spent a lovely morning setting it up. You all know how tiny my studio is, so finding space for it was tricky. For now, I've popped it on the shelf on my right-hand side. Each time I use it, however, I'll have to move it down onto my desk, so I shall have to organise myself to do bulk cutting rather than just 1 or 2 sheets. Although the silhouette can cut through card, fabric, felt and vinyl, as well as leather and thin balsa wood, I shall just be using it for my bookmarks once I've figured out how to add a back to them, and stickers. Sticker-wise, I'd like to make some stamps, some kiss-cut stickers for postage and packing, sticker sheets and die-cut stickers. I've decided to master the die-cut sticker this week. The first thing I needed to do was to import my own drawings into the Silhouette design suite and then print them out onto sticker paper. Once I'd printed them out, I attached the sticker paper to the Silhouette cutting mat. I fed it through the machine, making sure I had it set to the recommended blade length, force and speed. As you will see in a minute, I was not wildly successful. The cutter sheet was too sticky and held onto the sticky paper so hard it was almost impossible to peel the paper away from the stickers. There was also an error regarding the settings, as it wasn't cutting right the way through the sticker paper and its backing. I attempted it again with some hedgehog designs, trying out different settings. I've only shown you one run through here, but I think it took me over 5 tries before even getting this result, which isn't quite right compared to all the YouTube videos I've watched, where the artist pulls back the sticker paper to reveal the stickers. In contrast, I pulled all the paper off and then I had to pop out the stickers. Regardless, I am stupidly happy with the end result, and I can't wait to turn some more of my woodland creatures into stickers. Well, that's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed my 3rd studio vlog. I'll be back next week with some more small business adventures. Until then, don't forget to dream impossible dreams.